State Explained. Utah. Utah is the 45th state to join the Union, is the 13th in size and 30th most populated. Utah gets its name from a Native American word, which means people of the mountains because Utah is in the Rocky Mountains. It's known as the honeybee state, as shown on their cool new flag, not because there's a lot of bees or they produce a lot of honey, but because that's what Deseret means. Honeybee, or bee crown. Deseret is a land that supposedly existed in the Americas in the Book of Mormon. What the Mormons are, we'll discuss later. Capital and largest city is Salt Lake City, the only three-syllable capital in the U.S. Other notable cities include Ogden, Logan, and Fillmore. Along the border of Arizona, it shares the Monument Valley, a giant orange desert home to giant windswept rock formations. The first KFC was actually built in Utah. The Great Salt Lake, where the city gets its name from, is the most notable part about Utah's geography. Apparently, the lakes are more salty than any of the oceans on Earth. They built a bridge across it, and now one side of it, because algae, is bright pink. Despite being a landlocked state, the state bird is a seagull. Utah is sometimes called the Crossroads of the West because the last spike happened here. They built it on two sides and just met in the middle. And that middle happened to be in Utah, where famously United States President Ulysses S. Grant drove the last stake into it. Utah is known as the home of the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, but everyone knows them better as the Mormons. At least 62%, the largest in the United States. For those who don't know, let's get a little theological. Founded during the Second Great Awakening, they are not Protestants. They're an offshoot of Christianity, though. They believe that the Bible is a trilogy. The third holy text is known as the Book of Mormon, which is what everyone calls them. Some old people don't like being called Mormon, but no one cares about them. And skipping over what the third part says, essentially the Mormons believe that Jesus came to the Americas, Deseret was a thing, and yes, they used to believe in polygamy. But thanks to government overreach and Christian nationalism, they had to stop that. So now only a very few amount of Mormons openly practice polygamy. They have a head of a religion known as the president, not the president of the United States, but their own president. And the Mormons did try to make a state of Deseret to look like this, including LA and Las Vegas, but that polygamy thing was just a no-go for the US government. At one point, Utah was part of Mexico and even California, but even counting Native Americans, basically no one lived here before the Mormons showed up. Utah is located in the Four Corners. Along with Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico, they all just touch tips at one point, and it's kind of fun. But culturally, regionally, they're kind of their own thing and sort of similar to Idaho. Not everyone in Utah is a Mormon, but Mormonism does have a big influence on Utah. So of course the stereotype is that everyone is Mormon. Mormonism has a lot of taboos they preach against, especially drinking of warm liquids and alcohols, which yes, includes pop and coffee. Mormons are stereotyped to be very upright, proper, very boring people. Utah is extremely culturally and politically conservative. Last time they voted liberal was in 1964. There's not been a president born in Utah yet, but some famous people from here include...
I'm Wilford Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco, James Wood, and Piper America. Some famous media taking place in Utah include the Book of Mormon musical, which is a parody, The Little Chocolatiers, the last half of The Last of Us, and Sister Wives. But what do you guys think? You guys from Utah? Plan on visiting? Did I leave anything interesting out? Let me know in the comments below.